Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily Extra. Breaking news, and that is all about Mudryk. I've been talking about this deal for days, well, weeks, since the transfer window opened. Arsenal's number one target to sign this January was Mudryk, the left winger who plays for Shakhtar Donetsk. If you would have watched my show this morning, I was talking about how Edu was had flown over to Poland to speak to the representatives of Shakhtar to get the deal done. It was all but done. It was all but wrapped up. Arsenal had agreed to pay a whopping 95 million euros. And then this evening, the news broke out of the blue. It's Fabrizio Romano, the journalist who broke it first, with exclusive news that Chelsea had come in and had attempted to hijack the deal. They were over in Turkey, had gone direct to Shakhtar and attempting to hijack the deal. And then a little bit after that, both Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein confirming that they had indeed struck a deal with Shakhtar Donetsk to pay Shakhtar 100 million euros, which is 5 million more than what Arsenal were looking to pay. But I think the big difference between their deal and Arsenal's deal is that they were offering to pay the bulk of the money, 70 million of it, up front, quick. That would be paid to them very quickly, no sort of stage deal. And they also put forward a better deal for the add-ons as well. Now, that was put forward, but it's still down to the player to decide where he wants to go. Obviously, Shakhtar are going to, they're going to accept the higher bid. They don't care where he goes. As far as Shakhtar Donetsk are concerned, they want as much money as they possibly can get for the deal, and who wouldn't? If it was Arsenal, we'd want them to do exactly the same thing. However, I think, a lot of Arsenal fans are thinking to themselves, well, surely with all the stuff that he's been doing over the past couple of weeks, where he's basically been twerking to get a move to Arsenal, surely he's going to turn them down and say, no, my heart is set on Arsenal. But no, we are hearing the news now that he has agreed to join Chelsea. He's flying from Turkey to the UK to do a medical and will be unveiled as a Chelsea player. Unbelievable news. The deal has basically been hijacked, and Mudryk, who is the number one target for Arsenal this January, without a doubt, is going to join Chelsea. Want to find out what you guys think of this? Please let me know in the comments right now what you make of this. But it's shocking news for Arsenal. After what's been a good day, Manchester United beating Man City. We know that tomorrow now, when we play Tottenham, if we win that game, we go 8 points ahead of Manchester City. So it's looking like a great day. But this news, whichever way you want to dress it up, is quite devastating news for Arsenal. I think there'll be a lot of Arsenal fans out there. Well, I don't even have to say, I know, because so many of them have been getting in contact with me. They're devastated by this. And some of them are quite angry as well, saying, how have we allowed this to happen? How have we allowed Chelsea to come in and gazump us on this deal? Now, let me just, in defence right now of Arsenal and of Edu and Mikel Arteta and all the guys who will do these transfer dealings, this looks like it's boiled down to just pure money, right? And you've got to have a limit. And we've been told right from the start that Arsenal have got their limit that they want to go to, and they're not going to go over that. Remember, it started off that Arsenal were hoping to get this wrapped up for around about 45 million. Then it went up and up and up and up. And a lot of that's to do with Chelsea coming in and offering to pay their age. Remember, it was 88 million. And now it's gone up to 100 million. And I think Arsenal have obviously just said to themselves, we're not going any higher than this. And there's two things at play here. It's not just the fee. It's the wages that the player's going to get. Now, remember, Mudryk is a young player. He's 22. I don't know what the wages would have been. None of us are privy to that. I've not seen any of the journalists sort of say what the wages would be, although I've heard suggestions of he was going to get 35, 40 grand a week. But what if Chelsea, which this is what I think has happened, have come in and blown the wages that Arsenal were going to pay out of the water, you know? Then the player's probably thinking to himself, well, wow, for those wages, I'd be a fool to turn it down. I'm going to have to join Chelsea. So, I mean, what does it do for Mudryk? I don't think he knows what he's in for from Arsenal fans. He may get a lot of plaudits from Chelsea fans right now for, going to them. But Arsenal fans are going to give it to him every time he plays Arsenal. That's for sure. And what does it say about his ambition as well, Mudryk? You know what I mean? Arsenal at the moment, top of the league, flying, great project, a club on an upward trajectory. And you're going to go to Chelsea, a club that is in the mud right now, 10th place, turmoil at the club. You don't even know if the manager will survive the season, and that is where you've chosen to go. Personally, this is my thoughts on it. This is my personal thoughts on it. I am very disappointed that we've missed out on the target, because we do need a forward player. We do need a player that can play out wide. You know, I've been saying before the window even opened, we need that type of player. They obviously identified Mudryk. Brilliant. It was going to be great. But personally, it boils down to, if he doesn't want to come, it's a bit like Vlahovic last, and it's almost like Vlahovic all over again, because remember, we were going in for Vlahovic. Juventus gazumped us on that one. We were going in for Rafinha. Chelsea gazumped us. Then, they got the gazump themselves by Barcelona. But personally on this one, I feel like this. If Mykhailo Mudryk wants to join Chelsea, let him join Chelsea. Let him join Chelsea. And Arsenal do have to have a ceilings on signings. And he's not the only player in the world. Arsenal now need to go and turn their attentions to other targets this transfer window. There are other players out there that they can get. There are other excellent wide players out there that Arsenal, if they're willing to spend this sort of money, which was 95 million euros, remember, I'm sure they can go and find another target before the end of this window. Because that is one thing. We cannot afford to let happen what we did last year, which was basically we ended up buying nobody, and we all know what happened. We ended up missing out on the top four. So we've got to go out there and get someone. But if Modric wants to go to Chelsea, let him go to Chelsea. Let him go. And that's not, as I said, I'm disappointed, because I would have loved to have seen him come to Arsenal. He looked like a really exciting player. But, let him go. And I know, listen, it's a bit embarrassing. I've already had, I had Flex from the United View on the phone to me. He's driving back from Manchester after their win over City, teasing me about it. I had to remind him that the same thing happened to Manchester United, because he was telling me when we was over in Qatar that they were definitely getting Cody Gakpo, and Cody Gakpo ended up at Liverpool. It happens. It happens. I know it's happened to us a couple of times. It happens. But can you fault our board right now when they were going to shelve out 95 million euros? Can you fault them, for saying that they're going to put a ceiling on something? There's other targets out there. That's what Arsenal need to go and do. What about Wilfried Zaha? I've said it before. I know he's older. But what about him? If we need somebody in that position, he's not going to cost nowhere near that. What about him? I'll tell you one thing, though. Every single club around Europe now knows that Arsenal have got 95 million euros to burn. So expect every other target that Arsenal are considering now to bump the price up. The price is going to go up, because Mudryk was, Brentford tried to sign him for 27 million in the summer, and look what he's going for now. So Arsenal are going to have to turn their attentions to other targets. But just to once again just tell you about the news, Mykhailo Mudryk has decided to join Chelsea. According to all the reports, he's going to be flying to the UK tonight to do a medical and will become a Chelsea player. Chelsea are playing 100 million euros for him. That's 70 million upfront plus add-ons. And they've got an agreement with Shakhtar, and we've been told they've got a full agreement with the player, and he will be joining Chelsea and not Arsenal. It's a big blow, but guys, it's not the end of the world. The most important thing is we go and get 3 points tomorrow at Tottenham. Thanks for watching. Please leave your comments. I want to hear from as many of you as possible, and I'll be back in the morning with Transfer Daily.